Hello, listeners. Welcome back to Master English Hub Podcast. Something I hear all the time is, I want to make friends in English, but every time I try, I freeze. It's like your brain suddenly forgets every word, even the ones you drilled 100 times. Have you ever felt that wall just slam down when you're about to speak?
Oh, absolutely. I've had those moments where someone just asks me, "So, what do you do for fun?" And I blank out like I've never had fun in my life. It's wild how our brains try to protect us from embarrassment, but honestly, that fear can make things even harder.
Exactly. And the wildest part is, most native speakers aren't sitting there judging your grammar, they're just happy you're reaching out. But somehow, our inner critic gets louder than reality.
Totally. I remember once, I mixed up funny and fun when I met someone at a cafe and we both just burst out laughing. That tiny mistake actually helped us connect because it broke the ice and made things less formal.
That's perfect. It's like, the more you let yourself be human, the more natural those friendships become. Speaking of which, there are some really practical ways to make those first steps a little less scary. One thing I've seen work wonders is using language exchange apps, but treating them less like grammar drills and more like coffee chats. Have you tried starting with something personal instead of just swapping corrections?
Yeah, and it makes such a difference. Instead of just asking for grammar tips, I started conversations with, "What's your comfort food?" or "Did you believe anything silly as a kid?" Suddenly, it felt more like two people getting to know each other, not just two walking textbooks.
I love that. And honestly, turning those little errors or cultural mix-ups into inside jokes, that's where friendships really start to bloom. It's not about perfect sentences, it's about those shared moments.
Exactly, you start celebrating the awkward bits, not dreading them. The other day, I forgot the word broom and ended up miming it. We both laughed, and now it's a running joke. Those imperfect moments are what make those connections stick.
And that actually reminds me, following your own weird interests in English opens up even more doors. Like, who knew being obsessed with sourdough could help you meet friends around the world? So many people overlook this, but joining English-speaking groups around your hobbies, whether it's baking, gaming, or K-dramas, can be a complete game changer. Have you found any fun communities that way?
Definitely. I joined a retro video game Discord, and honestly, it felt easier to speak up in English when I was geeking out over something I loved. People care more about your passion than your accent or mistakes.
That's it. And when you throw in a few small talk superpower phrases, like, "What got you into this?" or "I've never tried that, what's it like?" it just opens up the whole conversation.
What surprised me most is how people are so willing to share back. Even if I fumble a sentence, just showing I'm curious turns it into a real chat. It's like giving people permission to connect, not just correct.
Exactly. And once you see those awkward moments and flubs as stories instead of setbacks, it changes everything. Speaking of stories, I have a favorite example that really brings this to life. I'll never forget Maria. She reached out after a live stream, apologizing for her English before we even started. But the coolest thing happened. We started with voice notes. Then our conversations just kept growing, mistakes, rants, and all.
That's actually so inspiring. I've noticed that when I stop worrying about being perfect and just focus on connecting, the conversations get so much richer. Maria's story makes me want to reach out more, even if I'm feeling shy.
Absolutely. Her English became smooth because she leaned into real conversations, not because she waited until she felt ready. That's honestly the secret no one tells you. Friendship doesn't wait for perfect language. It actually builds it.
I think a lot of people need to hear that. Waiting for perfection just keeps you stuck, but every little risk adds up. Plus, those awkward moments, they're the best stories later on.
Couldn't agree more. And as we wrap up, it's worth remembering showing up, hobbies in hand, and laughing at your blunders is all it really takes to start. So before we go, if you're listening to this and wondering, can I really do this? The answer is yes. Start small, start weird, start scared if you need to, but start anyway.
That's what I wish I'd known earlier. You don't have to wait for a magic moment when you're finally good enough. Just being present and open is so much more powerful than chasing perfection.
And hey, if you have a story or even a hilarious fail of how you started a conversation in English, we'd love to hear it. Those are the moments that make all of this real.
Honestly, sharing those stories is half the fun. It reminds you that everyone starts somewhere, and nobody gets fluent alone. So keep reaching out, you never know where one brave moment might lead.
Thanks for joining us today. Remember, you aren't just learning English, you're unlocking new friendships, new worlds, and new parts of yourself. Keep showing up, keep speaking up, and we'll be right here rooting for you.